Cheers, everyone. Good morning. Oh, my audio is working. Yay! I didn't check it first. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this unexpected stream. Oh, the reflection in that logo is bad. I've got extra lighting turned on. Normally, I don't have so much light on, but then you're not going to be able to see my desk. So the extra light reflects in the logo. Let me see if I can at least make it a bit clearer. Ugh. No. Sharper, yep, and maybe that'll help a little bit. Hopefully that'll help. Still reflections in it. Can't do anything about the reflections unless I turn the lights off. Hi, everyone. So I wasn't going to stream today, and turned my alarm off on my phone so I could sleep in this morning, and my silly body woke up. Ugh! And I couldn't fall back to sleep, so I got up and I came in, and I wasn't going to stream, and I was going to just turn the line on and start doing some work, and then I thought, and now I'm streaming. So there you go. Hi. This is unexpected. It is really an unexpected stream, Alex. It is. And I'm totally unprepared for it. I don't have anything for Otis in a working state. Otis has been left by the wayside for quite a while. I just had no time to work on Otis at all. I do have a coffee. I made my coffee. That's fine. But Otis is half apart, half new software that's going on there that doesn't work. I tried the homing stuff again, couldn't get it working again. Really frustrating. I've got connectors I broke by accident when I was pulling it all apart or re-putting it back together again. I've got new connectors and cables I need to crimp. I've got probably too thin, but I've got some braided sleeve that I can run some cables through to tidy them up a little bit. But it's 3mm wide, and I think I need some 5 as well. So this could be a disaster stream, but I have some other news and things to share first. Before I do that, though, I might say hi to everyone in the chat. Although it's quite quiet, chat. Not many people, but that's probably my fault because I didn't announce the stream yesterday. So, being punished for my lack of forethought. That's okay. Yay! You made it for 1 minute, Eric. Okay, hi, bye. Catch you later. Woo! Firstly, there's a new logo animation. Does everyone like that? And I seem to have... So there was another update for Unify after the one I updated the other week. And it seems to have allowed the connections to work better. So logo is working, and I think I changed I fixed the RGB color stuff. Yeah, so that one's called circles, which obviously you can set. But what you can do is, if I go logo RGB, you don't do the oh right, I might have changed the syntax. The syntax is changed now. FFC900. Let's try that. Yep, there we go. So that's gone to yellow now. Doesn't really look very yellowy for you guys because of the contrast. So you can do RGB colors now. That's the syntax. So I fixed RGB colors, and as you can see, you can set that to be a particular color. Logo RGB. Oh, you don't have to do that. You just do logo color blue, and that'll set it to blue. But you can also logo color random, and that'll now set the circles to, hopefully, there we go, random colors. Woo! That doesn't work on every effect right now, but I'm going to roll that back in. Based on a wave pattern where you run a blur-like matrix on the whole buffer, or just a bunch of just circles, just expanding circles that fade out. Not the most optimal way of doing it, but you know, I was trying to get the RGB stuff working, and I was trying to get the logo to work again, and I thought I'd play around with some circles. I've also, just let you all know, and if it gets abused, I'll turn it back off again. I've turned voice back on for today, so you can use !say, but if it gets abused by anyone, like, it's really there to get my attention, not for people just to replace typing, to replace chat with voice, right? It's to be able to get my attention when I'm not looking, or when whatever. So let's try to keep it low key. When too many people use it, or use it too much, it annoys other viewers. So let's try to be respectful of everyone. Add color autumn that uses random shades of yellow. Yeah, I could do that. There's lots of things I could do. I don't have time to work on the logo. I wish I did. There was I'm halfway through rewriting the GIFs support, so I can just load GIFs arbitrarily. Yeah, it's not a priority. Like, I'm not getting to have any fun these days. No, that's not true. But yeah, it's just something that I don't get a lot of time to work on. Just like poor Otis. Poor Otis. Don't touch the hot stove. Yeah, of course. Need to add subscriptions to YouTube and limit, say, YouTube. Oh, you mean membership? And do it just for members? No, I don't want to gate it. I just want people to be respectful. There's just no requirement to make every single thing that you say in the chat be a talking one. That's all, right? Okay, now, wait, let me say hi to folks, and then I'll get on to something else that's really cool. And Deshipu, you got to remind me of something, but I might remind myself. So, good morning, Deshipu, Jeremy, hello, Antonio, Corey, good afternoon, Andy Mouse, Squeak, Henrik, Beata, hello, Adam Bryant, Ian, Scott Johnson, Hoot Mons Peeps. No, I didn't go back to sleep. What? Digital Things, hello, Graham, good morning, Mr. England, Michael, hello, good morning, Michael. Go back to bed, Michael. Simon, hello, Harvey, Alex, Harvey. Oh, I kept reading the line and I got to, anyway, sorry, Alex. Life and Cycling, hello, Mitchell R. Sven, hi. Eric, hello, if you're still here, it's been a minute, so you might be gone. Sid, good morning. Mr. Explore, hello. Paul's Projects, hi. Alan, hello. Okay, I think I got everyone for now. In a room full of Alexes, you go by Harvey. You see, in Australia, you'd go by Norman, because we've got Harvey Norman, which is a retail chain. Anyway, sorry. So, look. 1, 2. I have 2 blings. Can the astute people tell the difference? How often does that happen? A room full of Harveys. You never know. So even I have trouble telling the difference. But what they are this is the original one I made. And this is exactly the same, except it's using different LEDs. And these LEDs, they look, package-wise, they look different. And the original ones, I think, have a slightly nicer diffuser on them. But these LEDs, from a different supplier, they're a different one. They're the same brand and type as the ones I have on all my tiny boards, all my microcontroller boards, but they're the 1515 ones, and these ones are the 1010. These ones are a lot cheaper. They're like half the price of the LEDs, and that makes a huge difference when there are 320 on a board. So you can't really tell in the camera what looks more diffused and what doesn't, because the camera's blowing it all out. But they're both running at, like, this is 3% brightness in the code, and they both hold up really well. I wasn't sure if the new ones would hold up as well, but they do. Thanks, Eric. So I've got 2 of them I built. There's actually a couple of pins on this ESP32 S3 Mini that didn't solder properly, which I couldn't tell at the time. I thought I checked everything before I put the LEDs on. Now that the LEDs are on, I can't rework the board, right? Bit of a problem with these things. So not only do I have to come up with a really strict testing regime for these before I populate the LEDs, because once they're on, too late. So the O.T.I.S audio on this particular board is not working properly. It's not reacting. It's reacting a little bit to my voice, but it's not reacting properly. There's something going on with it where, as you'll see on this one is reacting better to my voice. So I think one of the pins for the O.T.I.S audio is not soldered underneath properly, and I can't really fix it. Hey, Peter. So that's going to be a challenge going forward. But so the point is now I found cheaper LEDs, and I think, and current-wise they don't draw any more, and visually, like when you're just looking at the board, you can't really tell the difference because they're too small. Under a microscope you can, and when they're actually running, they look the same. They look really good. No, it's not the LEDs and O.T.I.S. It's the soldering of the module. I can't see underneath. It's one of those WSL whatever style where the pins are underneath the module. You can't see, so I can't tell if it's refrowed properly or not, and I don't think it has. Anyway, so I'm close. I've redesigned the board, as in I've fixed the power control on it. I've got it respin. I just haven't got them made. The only thing I'm trying to work out now is what I'm going to do with the speaker connector, because I've got these little Wago connectors. The problem with them is they're really easy to break unless you use the correct insert tool, and I don't want people to break them because then that's it. They can't use audio. So I want to swap these little Wago things out for something else, but I don't know what to put there. It can't be through hole, obviously, because there's LEDs on the other side. And it can't be, let me just switch modes. Here we go. Woo! It's upside down. Anyway, so it can't be a screw terminal. It can't be through hole, but it's got to be something that allows people to connect speaker wires of any description, or not solder them on. I don't want people to have to solder wires on, and I don't want people to have to, even though they're only like $1.20 US or something for the little insertion tool. I guess I could always just buy a couple hundred insertion tools and supply an insertion tool with every board, but that seems a bit crazy. So I'd like, if anyone's got any thoughts on what I can do with the speaker at the back. I can't fit an audio jack on there. Dude, how am I going to get an audio jack on there? That would be really difficult. And I don't want people to have an audio jack sticking out sideways from it. That'd just look ugly. And I can't stick a vertical audio jack. It'll be like this wide. But thank you for the suggestion. That's what I'm asking for, suggestions. 3D print an arm insertion tool. I could. It would just be easier just to buy them, the correct ones. Maybe I could try to 3D print one. I'm also scared that people will just snap them. So that could also enable you to what? Could you sandwich double PCB thing? A good idea. Both can be populated separately, and then no, sandwiching 2 PCBs together is never a good idea in a product. Do I want to make, now that I've found cheap LEDs, will I make a standalone LED panel without all the electronics on the back? Yeah, I want to now. I wasn't going to do it with the, well, I was thinking it was a bad idea with the other LEDs, but just because of the cost. The cost of the board still would have been, you know, over half what it would cost for the whole thing, which just seems a bit silly. A small SMD JST. Yeah, but then how does someone connect a speaker to that, Sven? Like speakers generally will come just with 2 wires on the end. I had one here. Where'd I put it? I had one and I moved it, or I lost it, or I did something. Oh, so typical, Sion. I cleaned up actually, but now I don't know where I put it. Somewhere. they'll generally come with just two wires, two bare wires. See, like, I can't expect people to have to crimp them. Like, I can't expect people to have to go and crimp little 1mm SH connectors on them. Cleaning up was a mistake. You know, cleaning up was a good idea. I only got halfway through. I had people, or I had Suba engineering here yesterday. And I thought that, you know, it'd be nice to clean up. Mini JST breakout. Mini JST. Right, but then I'd have to, like, how are people going to do that? How are going to, like, I have difficulty crimping little, you know, SH connectors onto, I'm going to do that now, today, or soon, for this thing. I used Otis connectors on servos for my robot to get around the problem of attaching a plug. Yeah, I just need two wires to be able to go on. Hey, Alan. Everyone doesn't have a box of JST connection crimp tools laying around. No, most people don't. Definitely not SH ones. I mean, I can put another PH one, like there's a JST PH for the battery. I could put a JST PH for a speaker. That is easier to do. There are SMD screw. I looked for ages and couldn't find any SMD screw terminals. I definitely couldn't find anything that wasn't like 4 times the size of that Wago just for 2 pins. But I found something that had really splayed out things, but they weren't really designed to, yeah, if you could distribute, that'd be great. It wasn't really designed for surface mount, the ones that I saw, but you could surface mount them. What if you soldered wire leads on? Right, so I'd ship it with just wires hanging off it, and then connect the wires to, yeah, I don't want to do that. I could put like an SH connector on there, a 2-pin SH connector, and supply a cable with 2 wires, right? And people could just connect the wires, but that's yeah, JST PH. Well, that's what this is, that JST PH, right? But that's, you know, again, that's an additional cost I have to supply for everyone, that everyone's gonna have to pay for whether they want it or not, right? You know, I could go to China and get some cables made, but unless I'm getting 1,000 of them, they work out too expensive. You could just use a JST connector and supply it. But right, but that's the thing. So if I get cables made, a JST to 3mm audio, which would be the least preferred connector, like I don't have any speakers that have 3mm connections. Well, I'm not talking about a desktop speakers. I'm talking about small speakers that you'd put in a small case or something, right? But even still, those cables would be really expensive. Like, you know, unless I'm getting 1,000 of them, they're going to work out to dollars each. Like, who's going to pay extra dollars for something they might not need? Okay, Distributor sent me a Wago's SMD terminal block. Yeah, isn't that what I'm using? Let me just turn the audio off. Hang on. And let me get past this ad and see if it's... Yeah, that's exactly what's on the board, Dishipu. That's what's on the board right now. They're the Wago SMD, but they're not terminal. They need an insertion tool. Okay, here's the thing. They don't need an insertion tool if it's a really thick wire. But speaker wires are generally not really thick wires. They're thin wires, and you can't push them into the thing because they just crumble, like they collapse. That's the problem. Or that's one of the problems. And so either you got to stick a ferrule or something on the end of your speaker wire, which doesn't, again, work because they're too thin. Yeah, it's okay. Shipper is fine. That's what I'm using right now. These little surface mount Wagos, which are awesome. I love them. I've got like a whole reel of these 2-pin ones. But yeah, ideally you need an insertion tool to get a thin wire in. And then you got to hope that when you pull the insertion tool out, you haven't pushed it too much that it stretched it so it can clamp the wire. It's complicated. Do they make... No, they don't make any... No, nothing lever wires. Now, what's interesting with those those ones there is they've got the push thing where you don't need the insertion tool, right? Where these ones you do. I could not find 2-pin ones of those in stock at the time. So, you guys can't even see what I'm pointing at. Oh, okay, that's just really silly, Sion. Silly Sion, whoops, okay. We're talking about this, so this is so I've got similar to this, but they've got 2 holes at the top for an insertion in and out. Try Metway. I need these things to be cheap and pick and placeable, right? Okay, so just got another link sent. Poke Home Connect. .5mm. That'd be big. Okay, whatever. I think that looks huge. Okay, in price. So how do they connect though? How do you connect them? Connect into them? Okay, I'll look at this more. Adafruit uses these. Which ones do Adafruit use? The Wago ones, like my one with the insert thing, or the other ones? You just insert the wire. Right, but the holes look way too big. Like the wire is I don't know what gauge it is. It's super thin. It won't stay in there. It won't stay in the thing. The one I'm using on mine, this one, or the one that was on the, because you got to remember this isn't designed to insert, remove, insert, remove, insert, remove. It's designed for insert and leave, right? They're not really designed for multiple open and closes. Okay, anyway, I think, I've used those Wago connectors with the push thing at my last job, but if they reflowed wrong, the push thing just breaks off the connector. Oh, you mean if you over reflow them, as in too much heat, it affects the plastic? Is that what you're talking about? Okay. It's an interesting problem. I'm going to let's move on from that for now, though. I think, although I might leave this just on my desk. No, actually, I won't. Okay. Can someone help? Got an iMac after. Can you install a version of Otis on it? So it's like from new. Yeah, you can put it into restore mode. It's just search. You need to know what model number it is, but you need to what model the Mac is. Just search on Google and say how to set up Mac as new. Lots of guides online from Apple and from other places as well. Just add a wire wrapping tool to the board and leave it just 2 pins. I'll work something out. Okay, before we get to Otis, I just want to tell a funny story quickly. It's about Otis. Hey, Cheetah Kid. Deshipu reminded me of this morning. He mentioned something about ChatGPT. So I, for shits and giggles, I've been playing around with ChatGPT for a couple of weeks. On and off, different things, just for fun. Like, isn't everyone? Sure. And I asked, so I couldn't get this homing stuff working. So I asked ChatGPT to write me some homing code. So some auto homing, like using stall guard for my specific steppers using my particular library for Arduino IDE, for the ESP32. And it did. It wrote me this code, which looked quite interesting. Of course, it didn't compile because it was using a bunch of APIs that didn't exist. So you tell it, hey, thanks, can you rewrite it? This API doesn't exist. And you get a message back going, oh, I'm sorry, you're right, it doesn't exist. Here, you can replace it with this. And then it rewrote all this thing. And then, for shits and giggles, I'd copy it into the Arduino IDE and try to compile it, and it won't compile. And back and forward like 11 times. Like, I'm sorry, you're right. You can't use that, you must use this, right? It was just a really funny thing. And then by the end of it, there was this code that did compile, but it didn't do anything at all, like homing or stall guard or anything. It was just a code that compiled, right? Like it was useless code. Like it didn't do anything anyway. But it was hilarious. If the solution doesn't have to be correct, then any answer will do. Right. It's just amazing how often it makes a mistake. I get it's learning, and that was a pretty obscure question, like very specific question I asked. But like it found the correct stepper library, and it was using a lot of the APIs that were correct, and it found the correct registers that it needed to be set, and all sorts of stuff. Like it was really like like on first appearance, I looked at the code and went, "That's a really clever way of doing it. I hadn't thought of that." But of course, it can't work because you can't access the registers the way it was trying to do it and other stuff. But it can't it was funny. Like at the end of it, I didn't expect to get anything useful from it, but I found the whole process quite amusing. I used ChatGPT today to review my code, and it came back with some nice suggestions. That's awesome. Cool. I'm not saying it's useless, and I think it's got a long way to go, and what it can do is freaking amazing. Like, if you really think about it, it's pretty insane, but it's just funny how it gets things wrong and apologizes for it and tries to correct itself, but corrects itself with things that are wrong. There is a bird up on my roof. I don't know how big the bird is, but it's... Can everyone hear that? Tip, tip. Anyway, whatever. It's really loud. Okay, let's get to Otis. Let's do Otis. Now, I've tried something a bit weird today. I've set up my... You hear walking? There's tapping. Like, there's this... And it keeps jumping. Like, boom. Anyway, I've tried to set up my DSLR on my Etichrome 3D printed moving articulated arm thing, and I think it may be okay, but I don't know if I've got enough light, and that's upside down, but that's not. So the camera can see this. I just don't know if it can really see anything well enough, and I think the focus, the autofocus, is not going to be wide enough to be able to see the whole picture, but we'll try. We'll see how we go. Don't talk to me about spiders. I had a spider event this morning. Hello, truck. Wow. It looks fine? Okay, hard to tell. It's an autocomplete. It guesses the most likely answer, whether even if it's incorrect. Okay, I think there's trucks out there picking up rubbish. Not mine. Mine was already picked up today. I really don't know where to start. I feel like there's some things that aren't connected now. The things that I broke. I've only got two of the steppers connected right now because I broke the third one, which is this one here, the up and down. You can see I broke the connector off, which is really annoying. So I have to recrimp those on, but the wires really aren't long enough. And the problem is I don't know if I've got, it's a JST 6 to a 4. I could see if I can find some longer. Is that a PH? It looks like a PH. Let me see if so I've got boxes of JST wires. I've pre-crimped and non-crimped. Yeah, so I don't even know if the camera doing it the way today is even going to work. Like, I've got lots of assortment of colours of SH ones, but these are fairly short. Yeah, that's 6-pin. I know that's 6 connector, but I think it's a JST PH, which means I might have... I just want to see if I've got existing crimped cables. Like, I've got a bunch of cables like this that are crimped on one end but not on the other end. I want to see if I've got and then I've got stacks of cables that are... Oh, is this crimped both end? Right, that's maybe crimped both end, but are they PH or SH? Oh, they could be PH. So I bought stacks of cables ages ago, and they're going to be long enough. Okay, maybe we can do this. Let's do this. But they're still connected. They're all different colours. And then I bought stacks of silicon cable that is uncrimped. And then I've got bags of little crimp ends. I've got all sorts of assortment of stuff here in preparation of needing them, obviously. I also got my new linear rails, the short ones. So the linear rail is not sticking out from the top anymore, which is good. It's just all inside. It's just a 200mm one. Okay, so I don't even know if me doing this in front of the camera here is going to work. If you're going to be able to see anything or not. I mean, I can turn the other light on to make it better, but then the logo is going to blow out. Maybe we'll do that. Well, I was going to crimp them in situ, but the thing is the cables aren't long enough anyway. No, not the servo one, it's a stepper. Okay. So that gives me more light, but now the logo's got a white background, even though it's a black wall. Gotta love cameras, huh? Okay, so they're using green, blue, black, and green. So red, blue, black, and green. I've got black, red, green. I'll have to use. I could just use yellow. Doesn't really matter what colours they are. Except I don't remember what order they were at the other end. So, but these are pre-crimped. What is this magic? Yeah, it's amazing how I've got a white wall now. Let me just make sure that these are pH. Yeah, they look pH. Okay, so, and they're a good length. And the camera is better now. I can see more with the light on. These are going to go everywhere now. I should grab some elastic bands. I do have... Where's my bag of elastic bands? Bag of bands, where are you? I had them here just before because I was packing bags. Where did I put it? Oh. By the way, for any Whopper fans... Oh, wrong camera. Look. Look, I've got my displays. Look at the size of the box. I bought like 600 and something. I think I bought 666 of them. Is that a bad omen or what? Where are my elastic bands? Maybe I took them downstairs. Damn. Okay. Well, anyway. 1. Did you find another? Yeah, well, I've got the correct chip. So they, thanks to, again, Deshipu, thank you, I've got a box of them. So Holtec, and now they're making them again. They've just got a new name, or they're now a HT1633KA. Okay, that's pointless. Whatever. So I've got in here as well. I've got enough for 30 Whoppers just to start with. I can get these whenever I need. They seem to be in stock. So so I have chips. I have displays. I've got PCBs being made at the moment. I've got they're 3-up on panels, and they're at JLC PCB getting manufactured. And the only thing I need to do is solve my exhaust on my laser, because I don't have any way of filtering the exhaust out right now, and I don't want to run my laser to cut all the acrylic shuzzbutt if it's just going to stink out the place. So I need to solve that. I will watch the replay and grab a PN. I want to make a Whopper with 4 stacked displays for multi-zone clock. Cool. Oh, it's just it's the same model. It's a HT16K33, but with an A at the end. And it seems like you can only buy them directly from Best Modules, which is Holtec's online store. The laser fumes are not good for me, and it will stink out this whole place, and I really don't want to do it. And why do they use Glad wrap for this? I need to get some... I always throw these things out, these cable tie, you know, the wire things, and I'm annoyed now because I've got one on my desk, but if I kept them, I need to go buy a packet of them. Plastic bands are useless. These things are better. But I've only got the one, so I need to find a way of storing all these wires. Okay, so now I saw something interesting yesterday. So as I said, I mentioned I had I had a guy called Craig from Suba. I've been laser cutting for my project. I've got a perfectly good laser cutter. I just don't have any fume extraction. You know what I could do? I could just use the Glad wrap again and do this. Maybe this will work, or maybe it'll come apart. I don't know. That'll do for now. Anyway, so I had someone from Suba Engineering here who are... They're the GKG distributor in Australia. So like my stencil printer, my fully auto stencil printer. He was actually down here yesterday working on that printer with me. We've got some really cool things happening with it. But they're also the Juki, oh my god, the Juki distributor, as in Juki pick and place machines. Anyway, he was here yesterday, and he's working also on a DIY optical inspection machine idea, gantry based though. But he's found this interesting camera. It's a massive camera. It's not a Raspberry Pi camera. It needs to run off a computer. And oh my god, so I didn't actually take a wire out when I did that. I undid one end, and I can't talk and do things at the same time. Anyway, he's got a camera. It's a fairly high res camera. I think it's a 4K camera, but it's got a rotating lens at the bottom. A rotating lens. So let me just go back to here for a second. I don't have the model number. Please don't ask me. I'm waiting to hear back. But it looks like a digital microscope that you put on a, like a trinocular thing, like, the box with the thing sticking out the bottom that you plug HDMI on the top, whatever else. But at the bottom of it, it's got the lens on it has you can stepper control the lens, and it's got this like offset thing on it. And as you rotate it, it gives you it can look around something, right? Rather than looking directly at it. It's just using optics to do it. So the camera itself isn't on an angle, but what you can do is you can like hover over a part, and then you can, as you turn this thing, you can see around the part, and it's freaking insane. Like it's so, which has now got me thinking about something, a totally different design than this. Again, it has to run off a computer. Like there's just, there's no way, like it's HDMI, and it's USB controlled, and you can't, I don't believe you could get it working on a Pi. The Pi definitely wouldn't be fast enough to do it. But it's definitely got me interested. Oh, I keep picking the wrong one. It's a Orbit Optics. Not sure what the name is. I saw it on a Leica microscope first. Hello, Peter. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Like, yeah, this is from a camera that's designed to fit on a microscope. That's designed to be able to look at things from different angles. Yeah, pretty amazing. I'd never even heard of anything like that before. And so that's a really interesting thing. But it's big, right? So like you can't move it around quick, and that's the problem they're having right now. Like they've got this big, really heavy gantry. I mean, they're looking at designing a non-expensive optical inspection machine, but for them non-expensive is 20 grand, 30 grand, right? And this thing would be huge and would sit on a custom-made conveyor. So it'd be an all-in-one thing, right? They're not trying to look at something like, I'm trying to make something that's completely DIY that other people can replicate, right? This is not something that, this is something that they want to productize and sell. But it's a really interesting idea of how to do the optical inspection, because that's what a lot of the new optical inspection machines use. They don't use that color. Like the whole process of using color and stuff to give depth. I mean, there's still machines that you can buy that are like that, but that's a much older technique than this new technique. Yeah, so the RP2040, like, yes, can do DVI, 640 by 480, which is useless, right? And it's writing DV out. It's not reading DVI in, and it can't process it. Like, why would you use it? This is not a task for a microcontroller, guys. It's not even a task for a Raspberry Pi, which is a computer, right? So yeah, please, like, understand the use case here. Like, we're talking about processing 4K video, real time, at preferably, at pulling it in at 60 frames a second or faster, as fast as it possibly can, and processing it on the fly, right? It needs a computer. Hey, Tabletronics. I really can't talk and do this at the same time. Had a macro lens that you could see the toenail polish on a ladybug. Wow, Jesus, that's very specific there. Okay, I need tweezers to get these out, or maybe I can use a header pin. I have to be careful getting this out. I don't want to break the connector, although I might have another 6-pin. Hang on, 4, 3, 6, housing 6, 6, 6, 4, 8, JST housing 6. I do. Ooh, look at that. I have. I don't know if you can read that. Anyway, oh my god, I don't even know if that camera's in focus. Okay, I'm not even going to use that one. I'm just going to replicate it. So, green. Just a bit Luna to write some FPGA code. Wait, these cables don't have, they're not crimped on the end. The green ones are not crimped. The yellow ones are not crimped. The red ones are crimped, and the black ones are crimped. What the? Okay, well that's a problem. They sent me wrong cables. And the grey ones are not crimped. Oh, come on. Anyway, I wouldn't be looking at doing this on a microcontroller, guys, if I was using a camera like that. But that's not what I'm planning to do with this, because it's a again, I'm trying to build something that other people can replicate. Okay. Black. I'm gonna have to crimp 2 of the cables. So after all this time, they've been sitting there for like a year, and after all this time, apparently, they didn't send me what I ordered. Bit late to go back to them now? What do you reckon? Okay. I've got one end. I'm going to have to crimp 2 of the ends. Let me get my crimper. Which one was I using? I think I might be using that. My engineer. Yeah, okay. Okay. Bitluna discovered Discord gaming in his hangout today. What, he's now just going to spend all it? But no, they used to do Minecraft gaming on Discord, didn't they? Yeah, Vision is like, I can't even get the Vision. The Vision I want to do, the Raspberry Pi is not fast enough, like, unfortunately. Like I've tried and tried, but it's just not. I've got one of these are open. Which one's open? Not that one. Not that one. Where's my open bag? Open bag of ends, crimping ends. There we go. I'm so annoyed about these cables, but at least I've only got 2 to crimp and not more. But I really don't enjoy crimping these. And what I wanted to, right. I want to get a sleeve on them first. Like how am I going to, so these are the fully enclosed sleeves. I might have to get those ones that you twist to get them on. Like this is just a, a braided sleeve that you got to feed things through, and then you got to seal they flay at the ends when you cut them. But that's not really going to work for me in this case, unless I pre-feed them through before I crimp them. And I could do that, but The thing is, this only needs to be a short cable. Like, this is probably too long now, where this was almost the right length. This was like 2 centimeters too short. Yeah, okay, well. I don't want to heat shrink them. And again, it's the same problem. Yeah, no, I don't want to heat shrink them because I can't get the... if I get the shrink over the end, then the shrink's too big and it won't shrink. Like, yeah. Okay, I need to... This might be the right length, actually. Maybe not. Where are my... I can't get to my cutters because the desk is in the way. Okay. The problem with when you're crimping JST connectors, the bit of wire at the front has got to be the right length. It can't be too far out, but it can't be too short. I think that might be a little bit too long, but okay. Wrong way. Oh, no, correct it. Oh, I need my other glasses. Okay, that was silly sound. Let's try that again. Okay. Anyone want to come here and do crimping for me? Do I have a... No, I don't have a spiral one, so I'm saying I need to get something like that, but I need really thin ones. You can't get thin ones. This is not for computer cables. Like, you know, I want to do, you know, 3 millimeters wide. I've got other glasses over there. I should go get them. I should, but you know. My God, I can't see. Okay, did I get it that time or did I wreck it? I've wrecked it again. Okay, I'm getting my other glasses. Hey folks, don't get old. Don't get old, it's overrated. Now I've just wrecked 2 connectors. Okay, let's try this with glasses that I can see. Whoa. Is that what life looks like? Okay, let's go again. Maybe I've just forgotten how to crimp. It's quite possible. In. Okay. In and come on, sound, you can do this. Oh, is that upside down? You can do this, come on. 1. No, that didn't crimp. Why isn't it crimping? Okay, got it, yay. And then it's always got to squeeze these together a little bit with my fingers first. Yay! Okay, I got one. Hey, Photocream X. See the what? The Starship? Oh, the Starship catcher. What? Has there been more info about the Starship Catcher? I assume they're not 3D printing it. Okay, one. Get in. Oh my god. Stay still. Get in. I think it's not my glasses, folks. I think it's just my eyesight. Or my fingers, my dexterity, my lack of caffeine, my lack of sleep.
Super chat!
Oh, what? Can't see right now. Hang on. Who's that? Oh. Thanks, Life and Cycling. Okay. Second one's half done. Yay. Second one's done. So, am I going to try to put some tube on it first? Or am I just going to leave it like this? Oh, that's your first super chat ever. Woohoo! Well, that's what YouTube just told me. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Should I put a little bit of sleeve on it just to see? We should put some on just to see, because otherwise I bought it for nothing. So, you're cheap. No, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean to call you cheap. I was just... It says to celebrate it, so I'm celebrating it. Yeah, that's going to fray. This is going to fray. I don't even know how you're supposed to stop the ends from fraying, but let's just try and see what happens. I don't even know if it's going to be wide enough to fit all these wires in. I don't think so, actually. I have to put them one at a time. The bits of metal at the end are going to get caught on the braid. Maybe if I do them one at a time. That's the one. So my plan originally was to like have, you know, each one of these, either each set of cables like this individually braided, or, you know, maybe a couple at a time braided, and then get wider braiding and put all of them in there in a braid. Like, you know, when you put heat shrink through heat shrink. Yeah, see, this isn't going to work. I can hardly get the second one through. I'm not going to be able to get more than 2 in, I don't think. Yeah, I think 3mm is too narrow. I miscalculated. Yeah, no, forget it. Not going to happen. Oh well. For now, let's just crimp the other. Now, I don't know what order they got to go in. Oh no. I'm going to have to check the stepper out and find out. Does everyone know how to do that? Although it's going to be kind of hard with... What you do is, right now the stepper moves freely, and then if you grab the, let's say it's black and green, I can't remember which ones they are. If you touch the A1 and the A2 coil together, you should get like that. It's really hard to turn now. So I know that green and black are together, and which means yellow and red should be together. Hard to turn. If I was to get red and green together, that won't do anything. Stay free to turn. So I know it's red and yellow and black and green. I just don't know which one's A and which one's B. And you really want to get A1 and A2 and then B1 and B2 in the same order on the board. Better check my board. So that's annoying. Does anyone know how to do that? How to check which one is the A1 and which one's the A2? Sound like I'm talking about milk. Let me just, I need to load up my board. Open project. I don't remember even what order I did them on in KiCad on my board. This one. Solder all the ends. I don't want to solder the ends together, and I can't fit a paper clip in there. If I solder the ends together, I can't put them in a connector anymore. Wagon loads. Come on. A2, A1, B1, B2. Okay, get this. What am I getting? AliExpress item. Do I want to know what this is? Am I going to get... Right, well, that's what I've got, but that's exactly the braiding that I've got, Alan. But I bought 3mm and it's just not wide enough. So I probably should have got 5 or a 6. That's all. But although that's cheap from AliExpress, I don't particularly want to wait 6 weeks for it, so I'll probably just buy it from Element 14 like I did last time. Does it not expand if you hold the end and push? Possibly, but the problem is the ends of these are sharp. The little crimped ends that go into the connector are sharp, so they get caught the whole way through. Heat shrink the ends together. It'd be too wide for the... I'm trying to explain the 3mm thickness I've got is too narrow. It's too narrow. It'll destroy this. It'll pull it all apart. Like 4 of these ends together with heat shrink around it will be 3 times the diameter of this. There's no point putting it through this. It'll be so wide that it'll end up being pointless, right? I just need to get some thicker stuff, I think. That is truly what I think. Okay, so I need a 4. I need a 4 housing. 4. Okay. So I don't know on the stepper which one is which. I'm going to assume that they're in order. That's probably a silly idea, but you know. I'm going to assume that that is a 2. Stop arguing and do what we say. Yes, sir. Okay, 1. I'm hoping I'm getting these order right, and if not, I'll have to pull it out and flip them around, which is just a pain in the backside. If I can get these cables in to... Mm. 3. Also, I believe it might be possible to flip the wire settings in code, I believe. Okay, so that's going to go through there, and then this goes through the outside. Who just pinged me? Someone just pinged me. Do you not want to thread through the Otis before term? No, I've got a spot up here to feed it through. On purpose. I've made that mistake before. Don't want to make it again. Okay, so you, I hope, are the right way. You can't really see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to feed this in here. Hopefully. Okay, so for anyone that's interested, by the way, when you buy cheap housing from China, like non-JST brand housing, and you buy connectors that are not actual JST brand connectors, but they're just clones, right? They never, ever, ever, ever fit together correctly. So if you buy original brand JST housing and original brand connectors, you can pull them in, plug them in, right, and pull them out, like they stay connected, and pull them out with your fingers without losing your mind. And when you buy the cheap alternate stuff from China, wherever, they never, like, you got to really fight hard to squeeze them in, and once they're in, you can't get them out. You try to get them out with pliers, you just break them. Can you not reference the wiring order on existing stepper connectors? No, this stepper is different, and every freaking stepper you look at has different colors. So this one had 2 of the colored wires different to these other ones, and these other steppers, and like the wires just go into them. You can't see the order in which they are, right? So it's really frustrating. Like, yeah, really frustrating. Okay, these ones here are, I don't remember what are these ones? But okay, that is, this would be my LIS. Okay, these are my LEDs. I should plug those in. I could turn this around so you can see what I'm doing, but then I'm going to have to unplug this. But then I wouldn't be able to do it because I can't see. Okay, this is the... Now, this particular version of the board has room for mechanical limit switches, and I might just have to do it. I literally cannot get... I don't know why, I can't get stall guard to detect a stall properly. It's a bit infuriating. I just haven't been able to do it. Okay, 1, 2, right, so this is my I2C. These ones here are for my, I need to recrimp these or make a connector for these that go to my stemmer connector on my Pro S3. Now, I believe somewhere I have a little adapter that I got from Core Electronics that has a stemmer connector that goes to a header. Has it blown up yet? Not yet. Amazon, which are the worst, cheapest kind, I think. You just buy China's and they work well. What? No, it's not a crimping issue, dude. The connectors, and sorry, they don't work well. They're bullshit. They're all slightly different to JST ones. The tolerances on them is the problem. It's not a crimping tool issue. It's a housing connection issue. Just the molding doesn't work properly. Like the JST ones are like, if you've never used the JST ones, then you don't realize the difference between them. Am I looking at... Well, I was actually going to just release the motor driver board as open source. I wasn't really looking at selling it. That is why is that a 3-pin? I thought I had a 4-pin. Why would I have a 3-pin SH connector? 3-pin to 3-pin. Okay, doesn't matter about the time of flight for now. That's for power. This is my stepper. It's my servo. I think this is my servo controller. Yep. So, did I put a header on? I did. Except, so what is my stepper? I don't remember the pin order. Okay, ground, servo control 3.3. I'm assuming that's 3.3. I hope so. I'm assuming that's that. And I'm assuming that is that. Okay, so right, and the LED ring. Where's the LED ring? Right, I'm not going to power that on for now. That's fine. Okay, so if I plug this in, I'm not going to do anything right now. There's no power to the motors. Got RGB LED lights just came on the top. Well, it just lit up white. Can't really see that. So I've not even got anything to control the servo right now at the front, and my code, it's a brand new code base. get this, and they fit so fine. Hey Chris, hi to anyone that I haven't said hi to. I don't understand what you're talking about. It's not a crimping problem. I'm not talking about getting the crimped bits into them. I'm talking about taking 8. It's an 8. Do I have it? It's a 4. I am talking about, Alan, you're missing the whole point of it. I'm talking about this housing and this header, and you put them together, and you can now not get that out again without breaking it, without using pliers. Ugh, fuck. Okay, I just cut my finger on the edge of the plastic trying to pull that back out. Okay? Can't get it out. That's nothing to do with crimping. You just sent me a link to a crimp tool. These are not crimped. It's not a security feature. It's just bad tolerances. Oh, I can't get it out. Seriously. That's it. They're done. I didn't even push it hard. And you can't pull the cables because you just rip the cables out of the crimp. Oh, I got it. I got it. So by this point in time, right, I would have broken all the cables off the end, which is how that one broke over here. Anyway, okay, for all the people that haven't had that problem before, I do thousands of these, thousands, right? And yeah, they're just shit. So I bought JST ones, right? And hey James, and a JST one, you can put it in, yeah, and it's firm, and then you can just go and pull it apart. Incredible. It's what you pay for. But anyway, I'm happy for other people to have a totally different experience to me. But yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can get this servo spinning. So my code, which is terrible, and can I turn that on? No. There we go. That's the yeah, but it's amazing how much better I found that the actual JST brand ones to be. Like, for instance, I know I'm going to keep harping on it just for a minute. Okay, you take, so these are not JST brand ones, but I spend a lot of time finding the right connector, right? So the battery connector that I ship on all my like feather boards, right? So these things, do I have a battery lying around? No, I'll take this one off. Without, okay. So these, they go in. Oh, it's going to light up. There it goes. Yay! Right? And see that? That's how they should go in and out. In, that's in, solid, right? And you can just pull, and it comes out. I went through 7 brands of these to find one that actually was like almost the same tolerance as the JST ones. You get a board from Adafruit, you never have this problem, right? They actually use original JST brand. I believe they use original JST brand ones, or they've gone through the same process where they've found ones that are a perfect fit, right? I can't tell you how many times when trying to find these and going through them, because I've got to buy them a reel at a time, or reels and reels at a time. Like, I've either pulled the cables out of here, or customers have pulled cables out trying to, once they plug it in, they can't pull it out again. It's a really important, like it's a problem when people damage their batteries or damage their whatevers because of the connector. Anyway, and I've been shocked about just how bad some of them are. And so, anyway, whatever. Move on, Sion. Shut up and move on. Okay, so I've got this new code base, which, yeah, not finished yet. What I need to do though is, let's just get some stepper code, because you think I can remember. Hello, East Power Engineering. So, examples. Stepper. I can't remember. What did we do last time? Remember we had problems with steppers. Hello, Ethan. Okay, so let's just see if we can get it working. What pin number is it? I'd want to tidy this up before I ship this open source, but servo control IO3. Okay, so what's 8, 9, 10, 11? What's that for? What? It's not step. I want a servo. It's a servo. Silly Sion. Examples, not stepper. Where's the servo example? You remember where the servo example was? Wasn't there one built in? Just for controlling a servo? Anyone? Anyone? So I'm reading chat at the same time. What? Ordered some connectors from and boards from AliExpress, but you got an empty box? No way. You take a photo and contact the their dispute people, and you'll get your money back. But what a pain. That is a pain. Does anyone not remember where there's the servo? Okay, I must be losing my mind. Thought it was under PWM. Whoops. Wow, I am losing my mind. It's not an ESP32 thing, it's just a... ESP32 servo, maybe that was the one. Maybe, I don't know. It's in basics? Yeah, that's what I thought, but... Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I need to put my other glasses back on. Examples, basics. Where there's, what do you mean? There's no... In basics, there isn't one. I know it's just a PWM signal, but I just want to, there was a library that I used last time to control it. Anyway. Yeah, I don't want to be using the... I don't need to use an ESP32 specific thing. There was just a, remember a month ago or something, or 2 months ago, I was playing around with a servo. Remember, we were trying to get a continuous servo working, and there was just a built-in thing I was using. I can't remember where it is though. I'm sure there was something built in. Oh, okay, we'll try. I'll just use this. I don't even know what this rubbish is. Oops. See, I don't want to be using timers. What? Yeah, I don't want this. There's universal built-in library. Yeah, I don't want to be using. I don't want an ESP32 library. I just want, because it's not needed. I just want to find the. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna search on Google. Arduino Servo example. There's just a servo library built into the Arduino. But where is it though? No, I don't want to. Oh, right. I probably saved something that I was working on last time. Like, it should be as simple as, I don't want to read that. I just want to write a value. God. Good formatting. Actually, maybe I want to just go. Don't do code on a stream, Sion. You know better than this. 50 minus 50. Just want it to wobble around, whatever. Clean this shit up. Okay. Oh my god, what the hell is with this? Someone shoot me now. Anyone shoot me? No. Okay. Better. Okay, tools. Yep. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Hey, Rat Madness. Hey, just say hi, Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan. Wow, this is Oh, really? Okay, I'm sure I had a project. Let's find. Open. Yeah, it won't compile anyway. Date modify. Let's go back. Yeah, servo test. What was this? What was I using in servo test? Oh, I was using ESP32 servo, was I? Okay, well that sucks. Okay, let's just see if this works. Pew, 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 pew. Cold coffee. See if circles works. Uh-oh. Logo circles doesn't work. That's weird. Maybe I didn't. Okay, what's happening here? I don't know why. Oh, that worked. What did I? Oh my god, I didn't do the L. Shoot me. Why is that not working? I got them wrong. Is it the right cables? Maybe they're not the right cables. Wait. Where are they? The light. Oh no, they are. No. Wait, is that them? It's a shame if I had the wrong ones. Yeah, it's the right cable. I think. I did say 3, didn't I? Servo control. IO3. Okay. There's my digital multimeter. Let's check that I've got the pins the right way around. Voltage. How am I going to check them? I can't get to them. Okay, so should be 3 volts. Yep. It's definitely sending something through the data pin, which seems to be changing maybe over time or not. There's definitely power going to the stepper, to the servo. So unless I routed that wrong, when did I add game of life? What? Who? What? Where? My servo, pin 3. You gotta do logo GIF, Pac-Man. When it's a GIF, you gotta put GIF first. Curious to know why this isn't working. To go logo GIF Pac-Man like that. Okay, go, go, go. Oh, this pin cannot be a servo. What? Why can't pin 3 not be a servo? Of course it can. What the fuck? Can everyone see that? So that's a library issue. Obviously it wasn't written for the ESP32S3. There is no reason why IO3 cannot be a servo. So let's find... You gotta be kidding me. Open. Let's go find the source code for this Arduino libraries, HIJ libraries, ESP32 servo source. Now what's the error? This pin cannot find this pin. Okay. ESP recommended the following pins, and ESP2 can only do the following pins, right? It's not recognizing that it's an S3, but what's this PWM thing? PWM has PWM pin. What is that? Let's check the new. So where's this enforce pins stuff? Oh, this is annoying. Well, let's get rid of that. And let's try it without the enforcing pins, shall we? Hey David Esser, how you doing? Come on. Why does it take so long to compile? Oh, why didn't that work? Why didn't the audio work? Audio should be working. Interesting. Hello? Restart. What? It's still unavailable pin. Okay, maybe it's... How do I get it to refresh? Told it. Hey Ray. Can't stay. Hey Michael Green. How do I get it to flush what it well, now you don't have to talk to the screen. That's what I do. How do I tell it to flush? Because I just got rid of that. So it shouldn't be trying to. I got rid of the enforced pins. I'll never look at a joystick the same way again. Yeah. It's a pain. I wonder if it's the library's been updated. search. I don't know what version of it I've got. Include library. Let's find out. So the reason it's doing that is because that pin number doesn't exist. It's a reserved pin number on the ESP32, the original. But it's not on the S1, on the S2 and the S3. So, shouldn't be happening. Hey Alexander, I shouldn't have to define it. I'm telling it to not do that check. But because I might have to just close down Arduino IDE and go back in. Yeah, so I'm on the latest version. It doesn't look like they've got... There's no support for the S3, although it shouldn't matter because it should just be the same as the S2. I'm going to have to, I think, close down Arduino IDE and reopen it. No. Yeah, it caches stuff. Sometimes you just can't change the library. You need to reload Arduino IDE, which is what I'm doing right now, because I turned off that check, that define, which means that it shouldn't be going through that code, but it still is. Oh my gosh, the Arduino IDE is dog's balls. It's not a board thing. Well, their code isn't checking for the board. Not properly. Anyway. This has PWM thing. I need to go through their code base and try to work it all out, but right now I can't be bothered. I just want to bypass that check because it's not necessary. So clearly they don't have support for the S3 in there, and it's not an S2, so I can't set it to an S2 to have that happen, because then it won't compile, like it won't deploy to my board. So this is the way to get around it, hopefully. Just want it to move. And an update on this whole having to press reset thing to get your code to run. It's not bypassing that. Why is it not bypassing it? No, I can't do it because it's an if-def. Oh my god. Maybe that'll work. Let's try that. What was I about to say? I was about to say I'll do something. I can't remember what it was. Wow. Okay. So restart the Arduino IDE and it loads up 5 million projects. Okay, not 5 million, but 11, 12. No, the error is the same. It's the same thing. It shouldn't be doing that. Oh, right. I was talking about having to press the reset button. So, Expressive dropped the ball on this one. It's not picking up these changes. it's possible the error exists somewhere else. Let's go in here. Maybe it's in. Oh, I can't believe I'm having to do this. This is stupid. I don't want to have to respin the board for this. And it's absolutely can have. If it's that else. Right. See that they're not checking for the S3. And I don't even know what that, if that's even a real thing. What do you mean it's not? Right. Maybe it's this PWM channel thing. Okay, whatever. But this is not set up for the S3. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's just a different error and I'm getting frazzled. Hey JF. Hey UK Helibob. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's get back to this error compiling. What have I done now? Right, there is no S3 dev. Or did I not type it right? Or can I not do an OR on the really? I thought I could. Well, I'd have to go defined. Will that work? Otis is new to you. Otis is, if I can ever get past this stupid, it's hopefully will be an optical inspection thing. Okay, I'm going to do this. Try this one more time. GitHub. Okay, that seemed to have worked. Expressive. Okay, so does everyone remember? Michael, you remember if you're still listening, because you posted it. ESP32S3 does not reset after upload. This is in the Arduino IDE. So you flash your code, it doesn't update. There was a silicon bug on the initial S3 chips. They wrote, well, it was an eFuse bug. It wasn't silicon, but it was in the silicon, right? Like it wasn't a design issue. They made some eFuses read-only when they were supposed to be read-write, right? No wagon loads, that's not the solution. It doesn't matter what S3 board I choose, their code was not set up to respect the S3. Anyway, so it took a silicon, it took a change to the they couldn't fix it in silicon, or it was a massive job to fix it. But what they could do was they could alter some eFuses, and they changed the revision of the silicon and they brought out new silicon, right? And some of you might remember I had a whole bunch of brand new reels here that were the old silicon. When they did this, I got them to swap it out, and I've been using the new silicon for ages. But to get this working, they also had to do a change in the Arduino side. Because it wasn't a full fix, it was just a change that allowed them to hack and bypass it. They had to do that to get it working. Well, guess what? They still haven't done it. And it's been over a year. I pinged getting back on topic because some people hijacked the thread. What's happening with this? And the reply is, I've added the issue to the 3.00 milestone. So this was reported, I got it like May 17th, 2022. Right? So almost a year. And it's still not been done. And people still have to press reset after they flash their boards if they're using tiny USB. If they're using the CDC, USB CDC, then they have to. And I gotta say, that's really frustrating. But it's on their milestone now. Hopefully it'll be fixed soon. So for those people that keep bitching at me about why my boards required push reset, it's not my boards. It's all S3 boards. Anyone that's using native USB and using the tiny USB, the USB on the go driver, will have this problem. So yeah, frustrating. Okay, I'll now put that away, and now that I've managed to get that out, let's now look and see if that fixed it. So I have to hit reset every time. So where is this error coming from? Not from there. It's time from here. Has pin like. So this isn't working. Okay, so are they still insisting on doing it in a loop instead of an interrupt? Is who, what, where, what? Okay, repositories. I'm gonna hack around this my way. My way, thanks to Michael. So, because we've set up these, so you can do if both. You can. Okay, so. Or if Arduino Pro S3 is defined. So obviously these are not defined because I'm not using that board, and I'm just going to use that, and maybe that will work now. This isn't doing a loop instead of interrupts. Tiny USB. I'm not. No. You're confusing things. I'm not talking about coding for tiny USB in your Arduino project. I'm talking about choosing that as the USB interface to flash your board and communicate with your board. So that's different to running tiny USB code in your project, right? Two different things. I'm talking about when you select either the CDC JTAG or the USB on the go. Yay! It's wobbling. It's working. Okay, so you can't see it. Let's just go back to upside down again. There you go, look at that. So, bloody hell. It's going, yeah, a bit crazy. 180, and then do that, and then, okay, let's try that. This, hopefully it'll go to 180 and 0. Well, I don't know if it's working. It looks like it's doing something. I don't know what the wobbling is. So I'm just reflashing. So that I flashed it. Anyway, whatever. Forget about the whole reset thing. There we go. Look. Somewhere it's wobbling at one end though. I'm just going to unplug the power just for a second. It's pulling on this cable a bit, maybe. On the light cable. Maybe that could be doing something funky. Can you see that? It's in one of the directions. It's getting there and it's doing a bit of a wobble at the end. I don't know which end it is though. Maybe it's the 180. Trying to go too far. Yeah, maybe. Or the 0. So that ESP32 servo library is shite, in that they hard code the specific settings of what you can and can't do pin-wise only to Espressive's dev boards, not to any ESP32S2 or any ESP32 or any ESP32S3. That's really stupid of them. Sorry. I don't know which direction it is that's wobbling though. Hang on, you can't see that. How do I? 1 second, I'm going to move the camera, hopefully, without knocking it. You know what we can do? Just moving it up. Okay, so now you can see it spinning. They're both, yeah, okay, I'll make them 2 different pauses to try to work out which one's which. A 1 second pause and 2 second pause. Clever idea, life in cycling. It gets there and then it does a bit of a wobble. It's the short one, so it's the 0. Hey Dale. I 179, but I'll try lower. If it still happens at 179, I'll drop it to 150. It's definitely something weird going on. It might just be it might be the library as well. Like there are things that are different on the S3. No, so you're still doing it. It's not the 180. It's the, sorry. It's, if I move it to 50. Could be the quality of the servo. I actually got a whole bunch of new servos, but they're all the same, similar servo. Like maybe I've wrecked the servo somehow, I don't know. But I really don't want to have to pull all this apart to get a new servo in. That'd suck. Okay. It's gone when I do it to 50, but obviously going down to 50 is not enough. Let's go down to 10. So 170 and 10. Gives us 160. So 80 degrees each direction. Might be enough. I have a feeling that's not even straight. The wires are pushing against it and it's making it sit a bit funny. No, even at 10, it wobbles. It's not sitting straight either. Let's go 20. I can definitely get a different servo, but it might be something to do with the mechanics instead that's causing the problem. Maybe it's getting caught on a cable. I don't think so. Oh, maybe it's that camera cable. See this? Yeah. It could be the camera cable that isn't out far enough. No, it's not. No, it's still doing it even if I give it stacks of cable length. It's not caught. I can see it's not caught on anything. I don't know how. Like we're losing more and more rotation here. I don't know if this will or it won't, but the fact is it's still like it's the light ring can move on its own. This light ring's not doing anything to cause it. It's got slippage on it. Doesn't matter because it's a. Right. At 30 it's fine. The the light ring's in a weird position. It needs to be locked in place. Oh. Eventually the idea is I glue the light ring in place. Right now it's just sitting there and it's got the ability to move by itself, which isn't great, but maybe it's causing it. I don't know. It's not hitting it anywhere that would stop it from turning. Let's see if I can get it off. I don't know if I can. It should be moving freely, but okay, if I do that. If I put it back to 0 and try it. No, it's not a loose screw on the horn. The horn, that wouldn't be causing it to jittle that. It could just be a low quality pot. I don't know. It could just be friction or something. I don't know. I'm putting it back to 0, the full range, see what happens. No, see, it's still doing it. It's not the light ring. I think it's just the servo itself. Just the pot. Bad pot. Okay, well, I'll leave it at 1, like at this for now. I'm going to have to pull it all apart to... That's frustrating. To change the servo out, I'm going to have to pull it all apart again. It's not an interrupt thing or anything. It's not a software thing. There's just something with this servo when it goes the full range. I mean, I probably got this servo 4 years ago. I don't know what it's been doing, where it's been. Okay, but I mean, I could use a stepper. I've got an extra channel deliberately, and now that I've got these smaller steppers, I could be using a stepper here instead. It doesn't even have to be here because of weight. It can be further back. Or it could be here. Still pretty big. A lot of current and stuff for a You know, I just need it to be able to rotate offset to what this is doing. Yeah. Or just get a better... Right, well, that's... Yeah. I don't know where I put them. They might be downstairs in a box, but I got some metal ones. Like, these are just all plastic inside. I got some with metal gears and whatever. But it's a bigger servo, so I'm going to have to redesign all of this to fit it all in. But I also got some more of these ones as well. Do you have another servo you can wire in externally and see? Yeah, I can grab one from downstairs. Are they? Unless I can find another one up here. I don't think I brought them up. Let me just go downstairs and grab one. When I say one, I mean I got a whole bag of them. We'll stick a horn on it so we can see what it's doing. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's got the wrong pin order. Of course it does. Wait, I need some... Hang on, I need some DuPont cables. 3, 14. Really? Do I not have male to female ones? Wow. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Assuming that that is power, that is ground. A lot of assumptions here. That'll be data. That'll be power. Hopefully. God, get in. No? Okay. So I've got brown, red, and yellow wires. What the hell is what? Which one is supposed to be data? Which one's supposed to be ground? Wouldn't brown be ground and red be voltage? Aaron, that's funny. I don't know why say is not working. It should be working. Unless my volume's off. Brown is ground, red is power, yellow is signal. Right, well that's not the case. Brown is ground. Red is power. Blue is signal. No movement. We have a reset. Okay. After a reset it works. Interesting. So that's working. Now let's put the range back to 0, 0 and 180. Wow. What'd you do on your stream today, Sion? I fought a servo motor for hours. Yeah, they're cheap shit ones. I know they are. But it's all I really needed for this. And as I said, I can't get... So these are the... Not the minis, they're the micro, I think. But as the 92 are the same size... I needed something that was exactly the same size. I didn't want to have to reprint all of these things. That is not moving 180. That's moving 90. Oh, what? Error opening. What's going on? Maybe it didn't flash. Right, it didn't flash. I didn't notice. Hey, Color Maker. This is just the original 1.8.19. I dislike RDE version 2. Okay, that's flashing. Okay, that's almost 180, and that's working. Can everyone see that? So, I think it's just my servo. I mean, it's got stacks of torque. It's not the mechanical stuff here. I think it's just my bad servo. I'm not pulling this apart right now. Interesting, it doesn't do a full 180. Is that common? It does like 179-ish. Okay, well, servo works. I know my LEDs work. My motor drivers, well, that's a different story. They work, but again, I don't have, I can't get homing working. But as so I do actually have, so in this design, I did actually start implementing places to put limit switches. So there is one in here, there's a spot there to put a limit switch, but I need to wire them all up. And I used SH headers along the bottom here. I've got room there for four sets of limit switches, 4 sets of 2 limit switches. So so that there are 4 stepper drivers that you can plug into this. This allows you to put 2 limit switch, like, you know, a top and a bottom limit switch on each of the channels. But they all are programmed through the MCP 2107 that's on there. I need to, as I said, I need to crimp a whole bunch of wires that go from these limit switches to SH crimped connectors that can plug in there. I need to work out my cable lengths, because some of them will need to be longer than others. And then I need to put them in and then set up the library for the MCP and get all that working. I also have PWM control for this LED ring, but this LED ring is currently using a constant driver, current driver, which means I can't PWM it. So I need to look at pulling that apart. Right now that's just sitting inside the box here, in the back here. I need to pull that apart and try that. But they're all things that, like, until I've got homing working and I can position everything properly and I've got my limits set up, then there's kind of, it's all pointless. And I just can't get stall guard working. It's really annoying. But what I can do is see if we can get, let's see if that stepper is in the right. It's going to give it 12 volts. We'll see if that stepper, this one, which is stepper 3, that's my Z. We'll see if that's working. See if I got that wired the right way. Okay, so but I remember what the pins are, I think. So I've written like my own stepper class that I'm expanding on that controls each one. So unlike before where I just had everything initialized in the root, like all this stuff, I'm now just initialize a stepper motor. Oh, that could be DHL. Stepper Z. Begin. I don't want to tell it to home, but we'll see what happens. There's a van out the front. I'm expecting a DHL delivery. And yesterday they came early when I wasn't here. So yesterday morning I went out to visit a company that is running some a Juki line. The same pick and place I'm looking at getting. And it was pretty cool seeing it all in action. 16, 13, 14, 15. 16, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Yep. One sec, DHL's here. Hello. Good morning.
Thank you, mate. The bloody doctors that came around this area in front of you must be careful, eh?
Oh, really?
Yeah. In the morning, the Toyota Cougar.
Oh, wow, okay. Cool.
Sitting there, I think since when I coming from that way,
Yeah.
I seen that people just eating from there to here.
Yeah. Happens all the time.
Rushing.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. See you later. Thanks, you too. Sorry. These are parts that I'm out of from LCSC. Yay! That was supposed to be delivered yesterday. Anyway, but I wasn't here. I was at this company checking out their Juki machines. Oh, whoops. I didn't change that one. So I've set this project up to be able to do over the air as well for flashing. So eventually I can have it not tethered and just update firmware via that, which does work sometimes when it's not in a crash state. And I've also got MQTT on there. Again, not fully fleshed out. I'm slowly getting there, but I just need to get this, as I said. Servos, those steppers, homing, moving, doing something would be really good. Compiling takes forever. Something else I wanted to talk about, mention. Can't remember what it was. Yep. Oh well. Losing my mind. 2 hours and 10 minutes and I haven't even seen this thing move. How annoying is that? Maybe now it'll move. Or crash. Maybe now it'll crash. Don't know which direction it's going to go. Get that even. Well, it's moving really slowly. Really slowly. Okay, so that moved. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it doesn't work, but so I'll get it to move up first, and then I'll get it to move down. It's going to crash big time, and I'll let it go a bit faster, and let's see if we can get it moving. But what was I going to say before? Oh God, distracted. So many distractions. Don't matter. So with one stepper in, with one limit switch in there, I can push it down, hit the limit switch, and then I know what that height is, so I only need one direction really. For the ones on the bottom though, ideally I'd want a limit on each side. So a limit there and a limit there, and then I'd want a limit here and a limit there. But effectively I could just get one each on, and that would be enough. Should go up. Really slowly, it's going up. Faster than before. So this is the speed, acceleration and speed I need for this is very different to what I need for the rotation. And I haven't really gone through all those and set all those up. Still going slow. Anyway, it's moving. And it's not getting hot, which means I got the wiring the right way around, which is good. I don't, I mean, other than pulling it all apart and getting getting limit switches in, I really don't know. I mean, I could probably fudge some. Like I could, just, I guess, glue one here. So when that spins, it needs to be a bit taller. Like this, but it's not great. Yeah, I don't know how I could just reprint a base. Catch you later, shitty kid. I just wish I could get get it working, the homing and the stall guard working. It's just not. It's hitting. It's just like it's not detecting the stall. Like the stall's never been called. Put the micro switch on the body of Otis to make wiring neater. Yeah, no, yeah, it's. Well, in the case of the bottom, it doesn't matter because there's access through there for the wiring to come up, so that doesn't matter. But wherever the limit switch is, in this case, is kind of irrelevant. It's I still have to wire it in, and that's the problem. Just having wires everywhere. It's getting, as you can see from the back already, it's just getting a bit crazy. There's no real cable wiring management in there. It doesn't matter where this limit switch sits. It's the same problem. If it's sitting there and whatever. Same. And like, you know, here, like these, so I'm going to need some way of like having a limit switch. Oops. Oh, now that's funny. I didn't screw those in. When did I forget to screw those in? Shit. Whoops. Okay, anyway, like having limit switches in here is a pain. I deliberately designed these to hit there for stall guard, but it's just not. I can't believe I didn't screw that in. That is embarrassing. The collet that's sitting on the screw rod, the threaded rod, is not screwed into the plastic. I forgot. That is embarrassing. Anyway, I think this has been a wasted 2 hours. Honestly, I should have just not streamed. You know, what did I get done? I crimped 2 connectors. Took me 4 goes to crimp 2 connectors. I got 1 axis connected back again. I got the servo kind of moving and discovered there's a problem with that servo and have to swap it out. Discovered that I didn't screw that in, which is a real problem because that has to be pulled apart anyway, but I need to pull it apart for this. Also discovered this is sitting on a funny angle. I think I might get a Dynamixel. Anyway, and I discovered that my homing code still doesn't work. So yeah, I didn't really achieve anything this stream, I feel like, other than bitch about JST connectors. But yes, it's been good to catch up. I need to get my line up and running now and build a bunch more Feather S2s. Now that I have these parts, I should just check, shouldn't I, that the parts are correct. Let me just check the parts are correct. Really exciting stuff. This should be 2 reels of my PMIC, which I ran out of. Let's just make sure it is. I wish I could remember the other stuff I was going to mention. You had fun? I'm glad you had fun. I didn't think it was fun. But that's okay. Packaging. Yay! TP4065, 4.2 volts, slot 23R, yay! Another 6,000 of those, and I think I should also have in here some odd ones, as well as some other things. I think there's maybe another 4,000 in here, but split on tape, not on reels. Let's find out what is in here. You never know what you're going to get. Here we go. So look, they didn't even sticky tape it. There you go. They didn't even sticky tape it. There is 1,698 of them on here. And then there is 2,012 of them on here. But they did sticky tape them at least. And then we've got 8,000 1 nanohenry inductors and 10,000 3.3 picofarad capacitors and 3,000 of my dual NPN transistors for my tiny picos. Woo. Count them. I'm not counting them. So the question is, I might use these first, get them out of the way before I open the new reels. But now, so that gives me about 10,000 PMICs, which is good. Now I can continue manufacturing because I was out. I've still got other parts on the way. Oh, right. So, I forgot about this one. my LoRa. That's my final LoRa shield. They're done. They're being manufactured at the moment, panels. So hopefully I'll have those end of this, no, it'll be next week. Next week I'll have them and I will do my first assembly run of my LoRa shield. So that's it there. And so that's also on its way. And that's been validated by Mike. Thank you very much, Mike, if you're listening. I don't think you are. Haven't seen you in the chat, but you might be. So that is on its way as well. So that is on its way. My Whoppers soon, very soon, will be back in stock. And there was something I can't remember. Oh well, doesn't matter. Clearly it wasn't important. I'll remember as soon as the stream finishes and I'll kick myself. Yeah, no, can't remember. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. Sorry it was such a weird stream. Hopefully I'll have something more planned out better. How was that? Maybe you answered and I missed. Is the camera going to autofocus or is Otis going to adjust Z axis to achieve focus? The camera down the bottom can't autofocus. It's not an autofocus camera. It's a global shutter. It needs to be close to the parts. The one up top is an autofocus camera. It uses that for panel detection and stuff, and then it uses this one, and that's what the Z is for, to get this as close to the board as possible. No worries, Alan. Enjoy having a Mac. Woohoo! Do you have enough IO pins for limit switches? Yeah, I mentioned before, I've got an MCP 23017 on there, so I've got all of the limit switches are going through that. So that's 16 IO. Thanks, Peter. You're going to give it away? Don't give it away. Shock horror. No, it's fine. You can give it away. Macs aren't for everyone. Oh, Marius just pinged me. What? Okay, I don't know what that's about. Anyway, whatever. One of my friends don't have a computer. Oh, okay, that's very nice of you, Alan. Very nice, very kind of you. I thought you were just giving it away because you didn't want to have a Mac. I mean, that's just like bigotry at the biggest... No, I'm just kidding. Okay, bye everyone. Sorry, I'm just all over the place. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you all next week. Hope you have a good week. Bye. No, because where's the end? Oh, there it is. Bye.